Sunday Night Football takes us to Pittsburgh this week, where the Steelers will host the Cincinnati Bengals. This game, for all the marbles in the AFC North, the winner wins the North and will host a playoff game next week. The loser's a wild card, so they'll have to go on the road for their first-round playoff matchup. So obviously a lot at stake here. Pittsburgh, a 3.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 48 the total in this game. These teams met just 3 weeks ago up in Cincinnati, and it was not competitive. Pittsburgh rolling to a 42-21 win. So if you're a Cincinnati fan or you're considering a Cincinnati bet, first thing you have to ask yourself is how are the Bengals going to slow down this Pittsburgh offense? Because they failed miserably just 3 short weeks ago. Ben Roethlisberger throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. And look, the Steelers' offense over the past 9 or 10 weeks, they have been rolling. They now rank second in the NFL in both total yards per game and pass yards per game, 7th in points scored. So they've been giving everybody problems lately, not just Cincinnati, but the Bengals must do better than 42 points and 350 passing yards allowed. As a matter of fact, if they're going to win this game, they've got to do a lot better than that, because Cincinnati not particularly explosive offensively. They average just 23 points per game. Now, in recent weeks, they've improved after recommitting to the running game. They've gotten back to the bread and butter, which is running the football. The emergence of rookie running back Jeremy Hill has given them a legitimate 1-2 punch, thunder and lightning tandem in the backfield. Hill and Giovanni Bernard, of course. But Pittsburgh, excellent against the run. The Steelers, 6th in the NFL in rushing defense. They surrender fewer than 100 rushing yards per game. They're not good in the secondary. Pittsburgh, 28th against the pass. But the Bengals average fewer than 215 passing yards per game. So look, if the Steelers are able to contain the Cincinnati rushing attack here, which they were able to do 3 weeks ago, holding the Bengals to just 86 rushing yards, then this game's going to come down to Andy Dalton versus Ben Roethlisberger. Advantage Steelers. And after what we saw 3 weeks ago, it's tough for me to get away from Pittsburgh in this spot. After all, the Steelers have been great against quality opposition this year, 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games against teams with winning records. And I hate to keep going back to it, but again, these teams played less than a month ago. I mean, what has changed in the meantime? What is Cincinnati going to do different defensively? I don't have the answers, and quite honestly, I'm not sure if Cincinnati's coaching staff has the answers. I think Ben Roethlisberger better than Andy Dalton. I think the Bengals defense probably slightly better than Pittsburgh, but the Pittsburgh defense matches up well with the Cincinnati offense because they're strong against the run, and running the football is what the Bengals like to do. So I think all signs point towards a Pittsburgh bet here. Now, the Steelers have let down a couple times this year. They have some bad losses, New York Jets, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so they're not exactly dependable. And Cincinnati, an unusual team. They can come up and surprise you from time to time, so this isn't one of my favorite bets of the week. But again, really tough for me to turn away from Pittsburgh in this spot. I do lean towards Pittsburgh minus 3.5. I would also look at over 48.